Under the shadow of Sun Hornet, my holy mountain, 10 years ago I established land holding. From the moment of my arrival here, I held this mountain in great reverence. When I looked up at this mountain, it remained constant against the shimmering northern lights during the winter season and the blazing midnight sun sky during the summer season. This mountain told me a tale of one day when I would die, I would be pulled into the mountain, and there I would feast with the gods, the reindeer, and my ancestors. For me, Sun Hornet became my connection to the gods and to everything I hold dear and revere in this life. Constancy, eternity, firmness, stillness. That mountain captivated me from our very first encounter, and at the time, very little I knew she would have conquered me from breath to dust.
Under the stars, I knew it wouldn't be the last time.
The Norse pagan view of death carries a much deeper and denser meaning than the stereotypes found in popular culture when it comes to the Valhalla's obsession. You see, death and afterlife are not the focus, and very often not even a concern of Norse pagan practice, unless, of course, Norse practitioners choose to incorporate some level of death work into their spirituality and craft. Also, not necessarily all heathens have a belief in an afterlife, and for those who do, the options are many. The old Nordic spirituality was a way of living as much as it was a way of dying, and the ways the people of old lived in this life was undoubtedly the way they would live in the afterlife. In this equation, we will have to add that in Norse mythology, the soul of a single individual was fragmented into many parts, and then not all of these parts go on to the afterlife. Hamr is the body, the shape, the skin, and we do not have the same body in every lifetime. Hugr is the mind and thought, and we do not have the same mind in every lifetime either. This indicated that we are most certainly a different person in every life we live, where our philia is also different. All these threads, lifetimes if you would like, are pulled and tied together by our hamiya. This technically means that one part of the soul can head to Valhalla, another crashed in the final battle of Ragnarok, and another guide the family line as ancestral spirits. So my best advice is not to be concerned about trying to earn a specific kind of afterlife, as your energy pattern, the energy pattern of the life you have chosen, will unfold the next story. I have always thought that our illusory layers can be dissolved through investigation and understanding. So by analyzing my energy patterns, I could very soon in my life understand that simply by looking at rocks, to me felt like looking in a mirror where the image reflected was me, but much lighter. As the false, everything that was not really me was shedded, discarded and dissolved, and the true exposed in all its fragility. Mountains in this lifetime of mine so far have been the facilitators of the most complex alchemical process. They brought me from time to timelessness, and all of a sudden I was not observing them any longer. Although my physical body was, my soul was on there inside. In our Norse tales of old, there was a holy mountain, Helgafjell. To the ancestors of my lands here in northern Norway, this mountain was either a special place or just a nearby mountain. For those who saw themselves in the eyes of a mountain, the afterlife continued similar to the real life, and these people would lead lives similar to the ones they had lived in the world of the living. Many Norse people were indeed thought to have the ability to see into this sacred mountain, and they couldn't look at it without washing their faces first. These sacred mountains were thought to be opened on the side facing north, and some people could see mighty fires and hear the clank of drinking horns into the mountain. A very similar belief is also found among the Sami people of my land. Although Helgafjell, the sacred mountain, appears as an idea of the afterlife just in the West Norse sources, it terrifies me how it is a barely mentioned place of afterlife for a very simple reason, as this is, in my opinion, the hall that most closely resembles the old animistic view of the Norse afterlife. The ancestors of my land developed a very personal relationship with the gods. But how? By linking them with their immediate surroundings. You see, the gods are active participants in the shape, purpose, and requirement of the land you have chosen to have as your immediate surroundings. The gods were and are already being present within your local landscape rather than being invoked. And in this landscape, they are physically able to see our actions and approve or disapprove accordingly. So my best advice is to dedicate more time in shaping your physical reality, in finding immediate surroundings that support and nourish your energy signature rather than getting stuck in invoking our gods, as that is a time structure that cannot collapse and holds the real power of conservation. Each mind conceives the afterlife in their own way, and I believe in respect for each mind. You see, in the vastness of the fields of after, from the heaven of Christians to the Norse Valhalla, from the Saivu of the Sami to the misty Hades of the Greeks, from the gloomy Yumi of Japan to the black switch theory of an atheist, from the Buddhist Nirvana to the Jannat of Islam, there is space for us all. And the simple fact that in this vastness of the fields of now, we have coexisted is something that should sustain us. Honor your energy signature, as what really matters is that in this vastness of now, you have found yourself and made your soul visible and available to look into the mirror of life without struggle, without apology or excuses, without masks. You have found yourself in all that space and time, and now tell me, isn't this just wonderful?